Yo, you already know what it is. Drunk Sports Talk. New York Knicks, Indiana Pacers post-game analysis show. The New York Knicks defeat the Indiana Pacers for the second time in a row at the Garden, 130-121. And what a game. I know we're not supposed to be drinking tonight, but I got to take a little sip. Word is bond.
Fact.
Yo,
with
what?
A win like that?
What a game, man. Yo, listen, the Cardiac Knicks, man. And I stole that from Knicks Fan TV. I don't give a shit. The Cardiac Knicks, I mean, there's never a dull moment, man. And there's never a moment where I believe that they're going to be counted out of it, man. You know what I'm saying? Through time and time again this year, regular season, postseason, you name it, they overcome adversity. Right before we hit record, me and you talked about they're learning how to win. They know how to win. They've learned how to win. That is an invaluable skill in the NBA, man. People always say, well, they didn't know how to win. They didn't know how to win. You got to know how to win, man. And these dudes know how to win. Listen, let's just get straight into it. I'm hyped. I don't even want to play the music now. We'll play the music later. On the anniversary of the famous Willis Reed game where he comes out the tunnel hobbling off an injury and saves the day in the finals, on the anniversary today, Jalen Brunson basically does the same. After being hurt in the second quarter, everyone in New York held their breath, right? We were like, yo, what? Brunson,
I know I did.
Right? Everyone in New York held their breath, right? He gets hurt. He goes out the game in the second quarter. What was the first quarter, right? End of the first quarter.
Yeah, he left with 3 minutes left in the first.
Yeah, with a sore foot. We're thinking, yo, we fucked. You know what I'm saying? Like Jalen Brunson is basically the offense, the bulk of the offense, at least the bulk of the points, right? Yeah. But listen, let's fast forward to the fourth quarter, man. He comes back in. He's visibly hobbled, looks a little ginger, looks a little gimpy, right? But third quarter, he looked like I'm thinking to myself, you know what? Tibbs might just got him out there to be a decoy. I'm thinking, a la James Harden against the Bucks when they lost a couple years ago when he got the gimpy hamstring, whatever. But yo, fourth quarter comes around, big clutch shots in the fourth quarter. Yo, Jalen Brunson, 28 points, didn't even play the whole second quarter. He basically told Halliburton today, yo, that Olympic spot was mine, homie. You know what I'm saying? Nice. Halliburton not having. I thought Halliburton played better than game one, but, he got outplayed by Brunson, man. But listen, OG Anunoby, man, let's just talk about the heroes of the game. And in my opinion, as much as Brunson was the hero, the theatrics, the dramatics, OG Anunoby kept us in his ball game, man. I mean, OG's just phenomenal, aggressive, going to the rack, making big shots, even still holding it down defensively on Siakam. And I know a lot of people's going to say, well, they like when Achua came in, that defensive matchup. I kind of like that matchup too. We'll get into that. Hartenstein, 12 rebounds, 8 assists, big floaters in the lane when Diva would drive into the paint, dishing off to, Hartenstein always in that spot, hits the floater, gets the dunk. Huge offensive rebounds down the stretch. I mean, the Knicks offensive rebounding in the fourth quarter is just insane, man. Just insane. Pacers tried to do everything. They tried to put Nembhard on him, a little bit of Neesmith on him. Didn't matter. The length, they tried to mimic a little bit. They're trying to mimic a little bit the Batum, Kelly Oubre stuff that the Sixers were doing to us. You know what I'm saying? But they're not long pause enough, and they're not as strong as, in my opinion, as the Sixers. They're not as good defensively. Listen, we were all worried, like I said, and I want there's so much going on in my mind. I'm gonna let you get to it in a minute. But we were all scared Brunson. He still might be a little hobbled. OG goes out in the third quarter with a hammy. It looked like he caught a cramp, but a little bit of a sore hamstring. That's worrisome. Mitchell Robinson's out 6 to 8 weeks. Thank you very much, Embiid. We know he was gimpy, but I feel like Embiid made it worse. Bogdanovich out. We are short. But it doesn't matter because it's the next man up. And Tibbs even said it tonight in the end-game interview, said, the next man up, doesn't matter. Whoever get in there, get it done, man. Devo, big nut fourth quarter shots, man.
Word up.
Big fucking ball. Devo, you can't front on Devo. And he also did a really good job on Halliburton in the fourth quarter, man. Listen, Josh Hart, crazy offensive rebounds. Precious Achiuwa. I mean, it goes on and on and on and on. I got so many thoughts in my head. We'll get to all that. I want to go to you. What was your thoughts on tonight's game? We pulled out the victory. Full steam ahead. Let's go. Talk to me.
The first thing is, man, I don't know if anybody thought like this neither, but obviously it was a great win. But we did what we always do. We play fucking our hearts out, man. Like, this team plays like the 300 Spartans that had to fight those thousands of Persians. That's a great
analogy, man.
That's what these guys are.
And they kicked and beat in the chest. Remember, this is Sparta. They kicked and beat in the chest down that hole.
And then Brunson going down like, that ass. When they came back and said left foot, I was like I thought he got kicked in the balls, or kicked in the groin area. You know what I mean?
By the way, guys, those are
word. But I thought he got kicked in the groin area. But so I'm over here, knee in the groin area. So I'm like, foot. I'm like, oh man, and he did look hobble, but like I said, he has that championship mentality the same way that DiVincenzo does, same way that Josh Hart does, same way that OG does, because OG won. You know what I mean? OG won on the Raptors in the
game ball.
So,
yes.
It has to go to the game ball. Definitely goes to OG, because OG. 100%. If OG comes back into that, if OG doesn't leave this game, he probably finishes the game with almost 40 points.
OG saved us. 100%.
And Devo definitely this is the Devo that we need. And the perfect thing of the next man up is when OG went down, DiVincenzo stepped up and hit some monstrous threes and late in the third and in the fourth quarter to maintain that lead. And that's exactly what we need to do. We need to, we wasn't really even out rebounding them. Like, we didn't even play the Knicks game, which is crazy. Like, we didn't play our style till the end of the game, where we started getting those offensive rebounds. Those last couple of minutes is where we got most of our offensive rebounds, because other than that, they had us on the boards the whole entire time. Like, if you look at the stat sheet doesn't look like we were there. You know what I mean? The entire night.
Like, even offensive rebounds, they out offensive rebounded us 14-12, but you couldn't tell that. Fourth quarter's our time. Go ahead, my bad. I didn't mean to cut you off.
Yeah, and that's exactly what I was going to bring it back to. That fourth quarter, closing out the game, making sure, because a team that wants to win and win a championship, in my opinion, especially in the finals, when the two best teams in the league are there, you got to win. You got to maintain that lead. Right. You got to make smart decisions, smart plays, and everybody has to be on the same page and the same mind frame of what needs to happen. Leadership skills need to be up there. And I feel like this Knicks team has that exact thing. Now, what I am a little bit worried about is because I don't know if we already lost Mitchell Robinson, so Precious Achiuwa is going to have to play more minutes. And now
I don't think it's that big of a deal in this series, and I'll tell you why. Go ahead.
No, but I don't think it is neither. But
in this series,
it would be if OG doesn't come back, because now. Tibbs has to do it. I don't. The last thing of this, something like this happening, is almost as if fatigue is starting to set in, and we know Josh Hart is playing a trend. Josh Hart and Ragu are playing a tremendous amount of minutes, and as we know, Brunson, and we can't have one of these guys go down. Like, if one of those three, that Villanova connection, go down, it's gonna be too much to make up for when you don't have OG. We don't have Bogdan, who was the presence off the bench. We don't have Mitchell Robinson. We don't have Randall. Like people not understand.
Alec Burke sighting tonight. I was like, is that Alec Burke? What the fuck? He came in. It's crazy, right? That's when
he shot one shot and that shit was horrible.
Alec Burke don't give a fuck though. He'll shoot. He don't give a fuck if he's 10 for the last 200. He's gonna shoot. But no, I agree, man. That's detrimental. Listen, man. Listen. Those hamstrings are very, man. I pray that it's not at what I think it could be, because those hamstrings are very tricky, man. They don't heal right away. It really took James Harden almost like a year to heal off that shit. Those hamstrings are very, very funny, and I agree with you, man. Fatigue is setting in. And shout out to my man Chris Lambright, and shout out to my man Fatty J. We're on a thread, and when it happened during the game, I kind of overreacted. I'm like, damn, Tibbs maybe running dudes into the ground. I'm always reverting to Tibbs running dudes into the ground, and they looking at me like, yo, my man Chris challenged my Knick fandom. I love you, my brother, but Never do that to me. But he goes, "Oh, you turning on Tibbs already?" I said, and I'm not turning on Tibbs. I'm strictly pointing out that these dudes are logging insane amount of minutes. I got the minutes somewhere. I took a note and I read it off for a minute. But all the Knicks are Josh Hart, Brunson, Hartenstein, all these guys, not Hartenstein, but Josh Hart, Brunson, Devo, all like 40 plus minutes a game, which is crazy. Listen, fatigue is something. And I'm telling him, I said, listen, he's telling me, yo, how is it Tibbs when it was Julius' shoulder, it was Mitch's ankle, you know, Brunson's freak injury in the foot tonight, OG's hamstring, and I'm like, yes, on the surface you could say those are all things that are common with the game, all injuries that are common with the game, right? But when your body is fatigued, and I'm no physiologist, I don't know this for a fact, but I know from my personal experience, and I believe this to be true. When you're tired, you start to overcompensate in certain areas, man, of your body, and that shit causes fucking injury. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that's all on Tibbs, and I'm not saying it's all Tibbs' fault because we are shorthanded, but those minute buildups are fucking are serious. And back to OG, man. Without OG, we're in a lot of trouble. Let's see what Brunson's gonna look like next game, man. You know, we got not a lot of time in between games, man. Friday we play, not a lot of time to rest, man. And real quick, I want to bring it back to Mitchell Robinson real fast because game one, I'm thinking to myself, damn, Mitch ain't playing that many minutes, right? Me and you was on the thread like, yo, is Mitch even like we was like, is Mitch even in there? And then you see him in the game, and I think he played 11 minutes or something like that. Correct? I could be wrong. Correct me if you're in the comments. Let me know. He plays 11 minutes, I think, and I'm like, is he hurt or is it just the frantic up tempo, fast break pace that the Pacers play at? That maybe he's not a good matchup for him to get up and down the court. And maybe he's a little bit gimpy, but no, he was a lot gimpy, and he couldn't go. And I seen what he said about Embiid today. I don't know if that was true or not, that he wants to get back or whatever. But in this series, Miles Turner always does this kind of dirty, you know what I'm saying? But I think that Hartenstein matches up way better with Miles Turner, obviously, than anyone does with Embiid. And also, I believe Precious Achua can hold Miles Turner to some degree as well. Yeah. And they can both switch off on Miles Turner and Pascal Siakam. So I don't think defensively Mitch is, I'm not saying he's not important. He's super important. He's a super rim protector and everything. And 6 to 8 weeks is a big loss. But I think in this particular series, now the Celtics series, it's going to be a little different. They have a lot of length. They have a little height. They have a lot of width. I think it'll be different. But in this series, I think we match up well, even without Mitchell Robinson. What's up with you?
No, yeah, I think you're right too, and that's why I don't know why we weren't playing Precious earlier.
Yeah,
I can see why we didn't do it against the Sixers, but I don't know why we didn't start doing it. In this series from the very beginning, like the first game, Precious should have been coming in a little bit. You know what I mean? Like I don't know, I like that. That's really like out of this world. Like, because look when he's on there. Every time in any of these moments that Precious has come into the series, whether it was against the Sixers or even the Pacers tonight, he's always done big things and important key stops, important rebounds, points, fast breaks, cutting to the hoop. The Knicks are playing good pace basketball. We're keeping up with the Pacers, even with all our injuries, and I think he's going to be a good part. I like this matchup too, even with which sounds crazy because to be, how cocky and good your team has to be to still be able to beat this Pacers team with the amount of injuries that we're having to go this far. Like this is going to go down in history. Like a team this hurt going this far, winning these type of games in these scenarios, that shit's unheard of.
Facts.
That shit's unheard of. That just means if we had a full team, we probably definitely would have. We definitely, and we could potentially still get to the finals, but a lot of things have to go our way. But right now we got to take it one game at a time. And what Jalen Brunson said at the end of the game when they interviewed him, that kind of got me a little bit nervous too. They asked him if he's going to be ready for game 3, and he said he's going to try to. Usually he's a little bit more optimistic and like, no, yeah, you know what I mean? Yeah, I'm definitely going to be there. We're going to do the team.
He'll be there. How good, how effective he'll be, yet to be seen. But, you never tip your hand. But I think Jalen Brunson's a warrior, man. Unless he absolutely can't be out there, he'll be fucking out there. In my opinion, you know what I'm saying? I'm more worried about OG. You know what I mean?
I
But
agree.
throughout the whole season, all we kept saying was that we need another guy to score. We need another bucket getter, particularly a big two guard or not really even a big wing, because we kind of got the wing. The wings are pretty good, you know what I'm saying? Unless they deal Julius. But with OG and Julius, offensively we're secure there, especially with this offensive emergence of OG. I love it, man. You know what I'm saying? If he could really become a serious offensive threat, and he's such a two-way player that, man, the league is in trouble. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, we always said we need another scoring guard, and I think we do. But it was always like, damn, if Brunson goes out, if Brunson gets hurt, God forbid, knock on wood, who's gonna be I know it's next man step up, but who's gonna be the next guy to really take the bulk of the scoring, the responsibility of the scoring? And I think tonight we got some answers. You know what I'm saying? I always thought it was DiVincenzo. I always thought he's the next logical guy, because not only can DiVincenzo is a role player, but he's more than a role player. He's not a superstar, but he's not a role player either. He's like somewhere in between. He's like a tweener. But
Yeah.
I thought he has to be the guy, even with Brunson playing, has to be the guy to put in buckets, because we need that second scorer. And give him credit. In this series, he's been great. Again, tonight, 28 points, 6 boards, 4 assists. He answered the bell again. Huge fucking shots down the stretch from DiVincenzo, man. I'm screaming, Big Red, go, beating on my chest. You know what I'm saying? OG Anunoby, we 28 points. Josh Hart, 19 points, 15 rebounds. I was killing Josh Hart last game because, he's missing free throws. And I'm not killing him like I don't love him. I love him. He's a warrior. He's amazing. He's like, they said, I think, and I don't mean to be long-winded, I think it was either Reggie Miller or Stan Van Gundy. One of them pulled up a stat that, but I think it was besides LeBron James and who was the other guy? He's the best coast to Giannis Antetokounmpo, the Greek freak.
Yeah.
He's the best coast to coast guy in the fucking league, and I kind of agree with that. He gets the ball from here. He's going down. He's going to the length of the court. And he's gonna lay it up on you. Huge, and he gets cute. He just has a knack. We said this before. He has a knack for the ball. Josh Hart, phenomenal job. We wasn't on last game. Hit a big clutch 3 at the end of the game. Always seems to redeem himself. Man, just incredible shit. I think we got some answers. McBride couldn't get it going the last couple of games. Precious Achiuwa 8 points, but he did a lot of things that wouldn't show up in the stats, like getting rebounds, some key screens. Hartenstein, like I said, 14 points, 12 boards. He had a phenomenal game.
He almost had a triple-double, man.
Almost had a triple-double, man. Last week, fucked around. What Ice Cube say, fucked around and got a triple-double.
Yeah,
but the story of tonight's game, in my opinion, as it's been seemingly throughout the playoffs, is offensive rebounding in the fourth quarter, man. It's just
just clutch points in general.
Yeah,
I think that clutch points in general, we're leading. We're the best playoff team right now. We're the best team in the playoffs right now in clutch moments. We're leading them. I think we have right now like maybe over 100 clutch points or something like that now, or 90 something clutch points. That's insane.
Yeah, that's crazy. That is absolutely crazy, man. Shit, man. I'm so hopped up. Yo, Red, before we break down more stuff in the game. Reggie Miller in the Garden. It was cool to see him there because Knicks and Pacers have that crazy rivalry. Seen him with Spike, seen him with Ben Stiller talking a little bit of shit to him.
Yeah.
It was cool to see, what I'm saying? As much as we hate Reggie Miller, we hate him.
Yeah, word.
But it was cool to see him there, revitalizing the whole Knick rivalry. But yeah, man. Like I said, offensive rebounds, and this is an interesting point, man. What is an interesting take? In the beginning of the series, everyone was like, and myself included, was like, man, these Pacers are gonna get up and down. They're gonna run transition, right? And they do play at a frantic pace. I'm thinking to myself, damn, maybe Tibbs might have to slow this shit down a little bit. Might have to, because the Sixers is a totally different style. They're a little bit more ground and pound. Even though Tyrese Maxey's out on transition and getting crazy, they're more of a half court type of offense. Their personnel fits more of a half court offense, especially with Embiid. You know what I'm saying? And the 2-man game with Maxey and Embiid, and Tobias Harris and those guys. But the Pacers, like I said, they get out in transition. So I'm thinking to myself, damn, Knicks might have. It's going to be a battle of who wins the tempo. Like whoever gets to make the other team play at their pace. To me, is going to be, is going to be the team to win the series. But
Yeah.
yo, that ain't even the case. I slept on the shit. Knicks are leading the fucking playoffs in fast break points. They getting out there and beating the Pacers at their own game. Now there's a lot of sloppy basketball, but that type of basketball works for players like OG. I mean, like DiVincenzo, where he can get out and transition, where the floor is spread. There's a lot of spacing on that floor. He has room to work. The up and down. That works for Josh Hart. That's Josh Hart's game. So I'm like, wow, you know what? We're beating them at their own game, man. What are your thoughts? What's your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I think that's becoming one of our games. Like now we don't only just need to cut to the basketball, cut to the rack and go to the hoop, or just cut, or just make sure we're trying to get all these fouls from the other team and try to beat them at the free throw line. Which is another good thing that I think that another great job that I think the Knicks did tonight as well. But yeah, getting that spacing when there was at least, I think, maybe 70% of the shots that DiVincenzo took tonight wasn't a soul near him.
Yeah.
Not a soul near him on that wing. And even and it happened a shitload of times to OG as well. That's why OG hit so many 3-point. I think OG, you know what I mean? Like I think before, like just in the first half alone, he had 22 points. Like the spreading on that floor, we look like the Heat did to us last year.
Yeah.
And now we can showcase our other skill. We don't just only have people who could transition and score points and make 3-pointers, but we can get open to those 3-pointers and also transition. Facts. And not only just have to depend on offensive rebounds to win these games, because now we can also be clutch. We already know that's in our repertoire of things. Like we have so much talent building around this team, and the fact that we're still playing at such a high level with all the negative things happening, it's a great thing to watch. And if for Knicks fans like you and myself, this shit just feels amazing. And for people who go against us, it's got to be like, how the hell is this happening?
And I keep using this word, and I hear this word being thrown around a lot, but it's apropos, man. It's applicable in the situation. The team is special, bro. There is a magic around this fucking team that you just can't deny. There's just something, the aura, it's just amazing. But like you were saying, it's in terms of, the offense being so spread out and we getting all these 3-point opportunities. I agree. Not as much in game one. We kind of gutted that out. There were a couple of bad calls. We won't get to that. The kickball call, the fucking the offensives, the flopping. They said DiVincenzo did. I don't give a fuck about that, honestly, because we got jerked on a lot of calls so far on the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? So that's just shit coming back around to us. Mm-hmm. But as far as the spacing on the floor in game one, if you notice, Rick Carlisle wasn't doing too much doubling or trapping. He had everyone stay home with the shooters, right? You know what I'm saying? So that other than running pick and roll plays or coming down pin down screens off the top, there wasn't a lot of like super good looks. Today was a little bit different. You know what I'm saying? The ball was flowing a lot more towards the end of the game, which I thought was an interesting strategy. Rick Carlisle was somewhat trapping as soon as Brunson came across the half court line. And that enabled a lot of things as well. You know what I'm saying? But he didn't want to fully commit because he was worried about offensive rebounding. You know what I'm saying? You trap, boom, ball moves, corner. Not a lot of guys boxing under offensive rebound. Knicks is going the other way. So it was interesting. It was a game of chess. And Tibbs is doing his thing, man. And Rick Carlisle is a great coach. I know he's upset at the end of the game, but it was interesting to see they trapped a little more today, but they weren't fully committed. But what they were fully committed to was that full court press. And the Knicks have to get better inbounding the fucking ball. Josh Hart, as good as he is, he can't inbound the fucking ball, man. That shit is killing us, man.
Well, you can't step inside the court. Like, yo, that's such a call. You probably see like once every season, maybe. Like you can't be doing it, especially in these key moments. And I think that's something that they got to play. But you know what, man? Like they're playing a lot of minutes, and they're doing a lot of, but like they're doing a lot of mistakes. But I'll take those mistakes in the first quarter. I don't want to see that shit in the fourth. And that's what the Knicks have been doing. They have the ratio of what they're doing versus good versus bad at these key moments. The good is outweighing the bad in the times where it needs to be.
Halliburton at 34 tonight, 34-9 in 35 minutes. I got to check his plus minus. I don't have the advanced stats in front of me, but he had a better game than he did. I think game one he only had 6 points, but he had a quiet 34. He hit a couple of big threes, man, but even though he outscored Brunson, I feel like Brunson outscored him, and I feel like Brunson is outplaying him. You know what I mean? And I like Halliburton. Halliburton's kind of get the offense involved first guy, then he'll look for his shooting. You know what I'm saying? Kind of like LeBron was, early in his career. Still is to that effect. But other than Halliburton, Siakam 14-9, not allowed 14-9 if that could even be a thing. Neesmith 6 points. Miles Turner 6 points. Nemhart, 15 points. You know what I'm saying? McConnell, who killed us the first game, he was annoying me, McConnell. I think Jalen Brunson, you know what I'm saying, manned up on him a little bit tonight, talking shit to him. Even Jalen Brunson's pops came out and told the nigga to chill, like, stay
calm the
focused.
fuck down, B.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Because Brunson was on some, like, he was hyped tonight. You know what I'm saying? Obi had 20. You know what I'm saying? Obi had 20, hit a couple of big threes. Their bench, of course, is really good. Ben Shepherd off the bench. They have a really good bench, man. I think we had a better bench earlier in the season, but they got a really good bench. But they're not a great defensive team. They were towards the bottom of the league in defense throughout the year. You know what I'm saying? The Knicks were towards the top. So I'm not really worried about scoring on them. I'm more worried about the pace. But so far, so good. But I am worried about the pace in terms of we're logging a lot of minutes and running up and down that court and injuries. And like you said, the fatigue setting in. I wonder what Tibbs is going to do. Is he going to open up that bench? Are we going to see a little bit more Alec Burke?
Maybe Shake Milton. I don't know.
Shake, bring Shake in. Something. You know what I'm saying? And Shake is a decent defensive player too. So we'll see. But I don't think Shake is not a bad idea. But something has to give, man. But nevertheless, 130 to 121. We beat them 2 times on our floor, protecting home court. Yo, incredible, man. Took care of the Sixers. Now we handling the business, took care of what we had to do, handle our business in these first 2 games. Now we got to go back to Indiana. Let's steal one in Indiana. Matter of fact, and let's either sweep them or bring it back home and close them out at the Garden and go up to Boston, where everybody's thinking the big bad Celtics are going to smash us. Fully staffed, I think we give the Celtics run for their money, possibly even beat them. Injury riddle like this, that's a tough task, you know what I'm saying? But I know Porzingis is hobbled a little bit with that calf. They handled the fucking Cavs last night, no problem. So that I don't want to look too far ahead, but yo, if we're healthy, I think Knicks in 5, the most 6, if we can get a little bit healthy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man, I agree. But we got to do something about this bench situation. We can't be getting outscored 46-12. Like, that's insane. Bro. Like, their bench scored, almost half of the Pacers' points. Our bench scored 12 points.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
that's a problem.
And I'm not even happy Obi's having, I'm happy, but I'm not happy. I'm torn, man. Fucking Obi.
I like Obi. He's a New Yorker, but he's not with us right now.
Word.
You know
but I think we're gonna get it right. I think we're gonna have to. I think the basketball gods are they're almost forcing Tibbs' hands at this point. Like, you gotta play, we gotta play more people, but I understand why he isn't. We can't trust him. We don't really have anybody who could just do what we need to do in these key moments. And until he sees some real type of fatigue, which we don't see. Like, I feel like Josh Hart's a damn near robot at this point, bro. Like, I would have been dying already. That dude he'll still run up and down the court, like, taking these fast breaks after all this shit and going up for these rebounds. I'm like, yo, that dude got some platinum lungs, yo. I'm not even front.
When Brunson was out that second quarter, I think we were down by 10 at the end of the half. We went on like a 27-6 run, I believe. Came roaring back. Like I said, big buckets by DiVincenzo and OG, just showing that I don't want to say championship medal because they haven't won anything, but that knowing how to win in the playoffs, man. Like I said, DiVincenzo, really good defense on Halliburton. Even though Halliburton at 34, it wasn't, in my opinion, it wasn't allowed 34. And we end that third quarter. To me, that was the key, other than the big fourth quarter, but that was the key to the game. We outscored them 36-18. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna win every time if we're holding our opponents, for 18 points in a quarter, especially a pivotal quarter like that.
And I just think the Knicks are being at the fact that the type of season that the Knicks had, that's
Yeah.
almost like their persona now at this point. They're
Yeah.
that team that doesn't stop fighting. That they're the team everybody's scared of in these clutch moments. So
Facts.
when these other teams haven't had to deal with that in the season
Yeah.
or even in the playoffs, you know, when they start missing key shots that need to be made, or they get put in those moments and they make mistakes, those mistakes will happen to them, and not and nowhere nearly as often as they'll happen to the Knicks, because the Knicks are going to be prepared. They're ready. Their mind state. They know what they need to do. They know what they need to accomplish, and just that skill set alone is the reason why we're going to win this series, in my opinion.
Yo, I'm just looking at some of these stats, man. Look at it, yo. The whole Knicks starting lineup, all positive.
Crazy.
Plus 10 for Anunoby, plus 21 for Hartenstein, plus 26 for Brunson, plus 9 for Harden, and plus 15 for DiVincenzo. That's fucking phenomenal, man. Negative 14 for Achua and a negative 22 for McBride. Yeah, Achua negative 14, but he impacted the game in other ways. So I'm not mad at that. McBride, let's talk about that real quick before we get out of here. McBride has been a spark for us, towards basically all year long. More towards the end of the season, he kind of started getting his legs. Not like I want to say legs, but he started getting his confidence. There you go, his confidence, and hitting big shots, and had a really nice series against the Sixers. Thus far, he's been irrelevant in this series. We need McBride to. I don't know what it is with him. I'm not sure. Maybe he just had a couple of off games, but we need him. We need him a lot, and we need him to step it up, especially going on the road. We're gonna need him to fill in some big minutes for Brunson, with Brunson being a little bit gimpy. So McBride, we need that. He's still playing that pit bull defense, but we need him to hit some big shots, and we need him to show up a little bit more. So, but I think he's a dog. I think we'll get through it. And I'm excited, man. I think we're gonna be really. I think we're straight, man. And always the goal or the expectations for me was this year, with the injuries and when we went in that one when we first got OG and we were like 15-2 or whatever the fuck it was, I forget. Yeah. And we had Julius and we firing all cylinders. I was thinking, we could get to the championship. Realistically, we can get to the championship. Finals, yeah. Then when everyone got hurt and everything, I'm saying, okay, you know what? Who knows? But this would be a good season if we just get into the playoffs and win one series. Because I know all the draft capital and the cap room and I know the potential was and the great management and the great front office. So I'm like, the future is bright. But now, listen, man, if we get to I'm not saying I want to lose, but if we get to the conference finals, yo, it's a great fucking year, bro. This is all cream. Anything after this series, because we lost to Miami in the second round, anything a win in this series, anything is all cream on top. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying we're going to fold. We're just happy to be here. We coming to get it. But I'm not going to be my normal disgruntled self in the offseason and be like, I'm going to be like, yo, orange and blue sky, shit's looking up. You feel me?
I agree. Even if somehow, the NBA, if we get cursed in these next couple of games and we lose this series, I still think what we showed the NBA, we showed that this team, no matter how you look at it, if you didn't watch and understood what this team had to fight through and the type of adversity that we were given to overcome, you wouldn't understand, and then you wouldn't even understand how they even made it there. And then when you do go back and do your research, you're like, hold on, wait, this guy was hurt half the season. Oh shit, like this one, he got hurt twice the season, and they missed this many games, and damn, but like then this guy went out in the playoffs for here, like, but they still won.
Yep.
That's like I'm just happy, even if we lose, man. Look, man, what? Like, fuck it. We're gonna come in the offseason, like you said. We got a shitload of picks. We got capital. We got money. We can sign some people. Like, we're gonna improve next year, regardless. And the way we're playing right now, even the minor improvements that we do get, that's just gonna make us more dominant to these other teams. And it's gonna scare the NBA because now they're gonna have to do the same thing. And that's why I'm looking forward to seeing the Eastern Conference, like the finals, us and the Celtics, because I think we're going to end up getting better than the Celtics because we have a lot more stuff that we could do to improve. And they're about to lose a lot of money. They re-signed Jaylen Brown. They're about to sign. They're about to sign Tatum to probably the largest NBA contract in history.
Yeah.
they're not going to have no money to really make improvements unless, you know what I mean? Unless it's just going to be bench players and role players that you sign on 1 2 year deals. Yeah. Other than that, you know what I mean? Like the Knicks have a chance to actually finally become the best team in the Eastern Conference.
I agree, man. Orange and blue skies, my brother. Everyone, Knicks Nation, keep your fingers crossed. Let's heal up. Let's go steal a game in Indiana.
Word.
And let's, hopefully 2. Let's try to knock this out quick. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully Cleveland, you could give Celtics some type of run for their money, and we can rest up before we gotta go see Boston, because that'll be a crazy series.
Yeah, yo, and real quick, man, Shaq and Barkley, they need to stop hating.
Stop hating on the kids.
Yo, man. They need to stop. Hey, every game, Kenny Smith is the only one riding with the Knicks, and Shaq
Kenny be capping a little bit too, because he fronted on the Knicks before too, but he is from New York. He's a Queens dude. We gotta give him a lot. But I agree. Man. Shaq and Bark hating.
Yo, they still like, they're not gonna beat it. Yo, this is embarrassing if the Pacers can't beat the next team just like this. Like
I love seeing Shaq and Bark at the end of the game with egg all over their face. You feel
word up? They just look disgruntled.
Yeah,
bro.
I feel like they always they pick against the Knicks every game, bro. I love it. Matter of fact, keep picking against us. I love it. You know what I'm saying? And respect to Shaq and Bark, you know what I'm saying? But it's New York versus everybody, baby. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Shout out to all the Knicks fans who be outside the garden going crazy. I love that shit. You know what I'm saying?
I love
yo, you seen the videos of
niggas? Like, yo, they're fucking crazy.
Motherfuckers, the last game was like, fuck Trae Young. Trae Young not even playing. Them niggas
he not even playing. Yo, so niggas is violent. So niggas
like, he catching strays and shit.
Yo, fuck cheesesteaks. We want chopped cheese.
yo, I love that shit, man. That shit is so.
Yo, they're wild. They're wild.
So crazy. Only New York fans, man.
That's New York. That's New York, son. That's New York, man.
We're gonna be more consistent. Please hit the like and subscribe if you're feeling the content. We're gonna be more consistent, and we'll be back on Friday night for Knicks post-game analysis. I'm having a time of my life. Orange and blue skies. Life is good, baby. Let's get the fuck out of here. You heard?
All right, yo. Peace.
Let's play the hold on. Let's go out on the way we're supposed to go out real quick. Hold up. You know what? Let's see. Where's my shit? Where's the music? I'm slacking. Here we go.
We are the New York Knicks. 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 Say go New York, go New York, go. Go New York, go New York, go. Say go New York, go New York, go. Go New York, go New York, go. Well, just like that, look who's back in the mix, straight out of New York.
Yo, we out of here. See y'all Friday, man. Peace.
Peace.